Hello, my name is Ethan, and this video will kind of show you how to install a light into a closet. Currently our house does not have any lights, and it's kind of hard to see in some of the closets. So here we go. So the first thing would be to find out what size of light. As you can see, this is the closet. It's kind of hard to see in here. I've already got started some of the work to try to make this video a little bit shorter. You'll need a round ceiling fan box to put in the ceiling wherever you want to put your light at. In this case, I've chosen a 48-inch LED bar just for the longevity and the brightness of the light, and it was on sale. A couple other things you'll need are a pair of wire strippers, wire nuts. These are Wago wire nuts. They're a spring type instead of the traditional wire nut like this. These I have had a lot of good luck with. The wire's not pulling out, and they're much easier to use and much more user friendly. You also need a switch, and in this case, since the light you can kind of see is so much narrower than the box that's up in the ceiling, I went with a ceiling outlet concealer. That way it looks a little bit better. And then you'll need an old work box since this is going into an existing house, and then a cover. As you'll notice, this is a singled in, but you'll need a double outlet box like this. In this case, I already had a switch here, so I decided to put a switch right next to it. So that's the first thing. You got to figure out where you want to put your switch at. In this case, like I said, I put it right next to my old switch. I've already roughed in that box. If you like to see that, I'm sure there's other YouTube videos on that. If I get a chance, I'll make one as well. So this switch right here goes to my ceiling fan originally. That was in here when we bought the house. So we're going to put another rocker switch right here and then run it up into the ceiling to put that light in. So this case is a specific instance where I figured they would pull a neutral down in this box, but however there's not. So I ended up having to pull another wire instead of just from this box up to the ceiling, actually from the ceiling fan to get the neutral on there. So there's been a couple things I've already done. I've already ran wire, just a number 12 Romex 4 wire from this box up into the ceiling through the attic, and then the other wire from here is coming off this ceiling fan here for the neutral, since I didn't have one in this box here. So just to make it quicker, I've already taken the ceiling fan down to have access to those wires, pulled the wires, and put all the boxes in. So from now, what we want to do is we want to put and install the light up there. So you can kind of see this LED bar here. It comes off. It typically hooks in through this connector here. You can disconnect that and then disconnect the ground wire down there. And then you have basically your ballast here, and then wires running through the back of it there. So the next thing you're going to want to do is go through and put wire nuts on all the wires on these ballasts. They can just be these double wire nuts here. That's what I would suggest using. Put these on, make sure that these clips, like you can see, are down right now. Clip them up, and then you just put the wire on. So it's like that, and then press it down. As you can see, the wire does not come off. Okay, and again, put on the rest of the wires, these wire nuts. Okay, once all those are on, you're ready to go up into the ceiling of the closet here. Okay, and again, these wires are from the ceiling fan for the neutral, since the switch box did not have one. These wires are from the switch. I'm going to use those for the hot. I'm going to choose the red one right here, and then use the bare one for ground on this. So first I'm going to hook up the neutral. Always make sure, pull on it a little bit to make sure it's seated. Then hook up the ground. again, pull on it. And then lastly the hot, which like I said is going to be the red wire from the switch. Okay, all those are hooked up. So now what you are wanting to do is shove all those up in there. And all these bare wires you're going to want to cap with wire nuts just in case they ever turn hot. They shouldn't, but just in case someone else is doing some work and hooks up some random wires, that way they won't short anything out. Okay, after you got all that done, shove all of them back up in there nice and cleanly. Sometimes it's kind of a pain with a lot of wires in a small box, but they should form when you press them up there. Okay, and the next thing we have to do is put the screws in this cover to hold the light up. Put this up into the outlet box. Position that. Hide that wire back there. Then you'll put the other screw in, and then you'll hook up the light. Okay, the next thing you want to do is connect the neutral wire from the ceiling fan over there. When doing this, remember these are hot wires, so you're going to want to go kill the breaker. That's why the lights are off right now. So the first thing is unwire nut the current wire nuts. And then take these wires and put them in another wire nut, one of the Waggle wire nuts. This is a 111. And pull it. Okay, now you have those in there. That should get you the neutral over to there. Okay, so the next part is to hook up the switch. Again, it's just a normal toggle switch. So we have the red wire for our switch power, bare wire for the ground, and this black wire will be our hot power to the switch. That'll be coming off this switch already. So first thing, hook up the switch power. Hook it up so it's clockwise just around the screw. That's what that little hook is for, to fit around the screw, and then tighten it down until it's taut. Not going to move. Next, let's hook up the switched wire, the red wire here. Again, just put the hook so it's clockwise and tighten down the screw. Got that. And then lastly, hook up the ground wire here. Tighten the ground down as well. Okay, now they're all tight. Now what you want to do, I just do this as a recommendation, wrap all the switches with electrical tape. That way if any of them were to arc, especially in a metal box, this is a fiberglass box, but especially in a metal box, this is good practice. Just to keep all the wires from arcing next to each other if they would happen to get too close to another wire or the side of the box. Got that on there. Now hook up the 100% hot all the time to the light power. Already got that in there on another terminal. Whoever did this originally used the white wires 100% hot to the other switch. I would not recommend that. That's usually the negative wire. So I've got that in there. clamp down that wire nut. This is where I like these wire nuts. They are very good in tight spots because I could never get a twisted wire nut back there with such short wires. So now that's on there. So now we should have power once the breaker gets turned back on. So if you come over here, turn the switch on, we have light in the closet. So that's how that's done. Here I'll show you how to put the cover on really quick. Just push this switch back like you do the other switches. Get the wires to go back in there nicely. Then take your screwdriver with the Phillips head and put these screws into the box. Get both of them started before you run one of them down all the way. So once these get down tight, you can pick up the cover you got. On there, right like that. I'll put 4 screws in it and you'll be done. Okay, I just wanted to show you what the final product looked like when you got it all put together. You got the 4 screws in here. When I put the screws in, I keep them all vertical just to look nice. Again, this toggles, this switch will toggle the light in the closet, and this one toggles the light on the fan. So there's the light up in the closet. See if I can get a wide angle view of it there for you. Turn it off, turn it on. Works pretty nice and lights up the closet very well. As you can see before, it's kind of hard to see some of the stuff up there. Now it's pretty easy to see. Ceiling fan, as you see, is put back up and working. That's everything. So just pay attention to your local electrical codes when doing this and be careful. It's also a good idea to wear safety glasses just in case you have a flash. Thank you, and if you have any questions, put them in the comments and I'll try to respond as quickly as possible.